So next up, I would like to introduce the wonderful Debbie Sleeman, who's sitting right down here beside me, and I am so honoured to have Debbie fly in from London today for the Dig Podcast Live. So Debbie is the founder and head of product development at Polished London. So she created this while working as a cosmetic teeth whitening specialist on Harley Street in order to give clients a safe, cruelty-free, vegan and luxurious answer to oral care and teeth whitening. Debbie worked as a beauty therapist on a cruise ship, and her love of travel also saw her doing, wait for it, I actually made her go over it, back massages at 35,000 feet in the air. I was like, what? People get massages on a plane? So it was actually on that plane where she met a lady who would actually be the reason why basically she's here today telling us about her business, but I'm going to let Debbie tell you all about that. She became a cosmetic teeth whitening specialist in 2013 and wanted to provide her customers with an affordable and safe product that they could use at home to prolong the longevity of their freshly whitened teeth. So she found it hard to find a good and safe non-peroxide product that actually worked and that she could stand by. So she created her own. So after 2 years of intense research and development and working closely in Harley Street, she created Polished London. The range is vast, so many different products. I have my favourite ones that I've just got to use recently over the last 3 months. And Debbie flies around the world speaking to salon owners, pharmacies, cosmetic distributors, sharing her story, her products, and creating collaborative working relationships.
Welcome to the Dig Podcast Series 5. I can't believe I'm even saying that. Time is going so quickly. I am your host, Caroline O'Neill, and if you've recently found the Dig Podcast, it means you're ready to embrace the challenging yet rewarding world of business. I'm not afraid to ask those entrepreneurs, leaders and visionaries just how they have achieved that success. We need to know. So join me as we are challenged and inspired on the Dig Podcast. If you enjoy an episode, please remember to screenshot and share on social, tagging Dig for Success so we can connect and I can reshare.
Thank you so much for being here. It's not easy to leave your work and your family to be here in the Dig Podcast, so thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
No
I'm
problem.
really excited to be here.
Weren't you just saying that to me down there? Oh my God.
Oh my God, I'm really nervous. Haven't done anything like this before. So yeah, but I'm sure.
I know. And wouldn't you imagine when you hear Debbie from Polished London flying in from London, you're like, oh my God, she must be used to this and all. So you do fly around all the world talking to probably people who are in your industry, but just to push yourself out of your comfort zone to be here. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
So I just want to start. I give a wee bit of background there. The 35,000 foot high back massage caught my attention. And so do you want to tell us a wee bit about that starting journey?
Yeah, so I used to work for Virgin Atlantic as an in-flight beauty therapist. So we do back massages to in first class. So it'd be celebrities, famous people, and yeah, it was amazing job.
Right,
really good fun.
Who's famous back have you rubbed?
Let me think. Peter Andre, we did. Leona Lewis.
I didn't know this, so I'm actually organically excited.
Leona Lewis, I gave her a hand and arm massage. Leona Lewis, she won X Factor.
Yes.
A few years ago now. So yeah, but it was amazing. And really good fun job.
Yes.
Every time you went to work, you'd always meet different people, so you'd never have the same team every time you went to work. So it was like starting a new job every time you flew. But you had some great times, shopping in LA, partying in Vegas. I remember once actually we met Richard Branson and he took us out for lunch in Mexico, which was absolutely amazing. Which is it's an amazing job. Great experience.
Something happened then? They cut the massages, was that right?
So I only did that for a couple of years, and then they gave us the option to work as cabin crew. And I thought, well, I really love the travelling. It's something that I've always done. So I was part-time flying, so I used to do 2 flights a month. So that was a nice break away from the family and, just have you time. And then I decided to set up my beauty salon. So I used to do beauty treatments, and it was during that time I was doing the beauty salon that I decided to train in teeth whitening. So it was around 5 or 6 years ago that it was a really popular treatment, and I did lots of research to find a really good training provider, found someone in Harley Street, did my training there, absolutely loved the treatment that I was doing. And I remember actually I was in New York and I had a message saying, because I live Polished London, I'm actually on the outskirts of London, I don't actually live in London, but in the logo, people presume that I am actually in London. And I had a lot of customers asking me if they could get their teeth whitened in London, whereabouts am I? And that was happening really, really so much. So I remember telling my partner when I was in New York, saying, I think we need to find somewhere in London because we're getting so many like requests and questions. And I was coming back from New York on a particular flight, and I met this lady who was incredible. It was a full flight. I got talking to her, and she ended up being a dentist. She was a dental professor in Harley Street. So I was telling her all about my interests and everything, and she said, "Oh, come to Harley Street and meet me." So I went to Harley Street, met her, said that I was struggling to really find somewhere in London that I could do my treatments. And she gave me her clinic for nothing, which was amazing for someone to actually give you a clinic in Harley Street for nothing. So I worked alongside her for many years.
So don't skip over this part.
Sorry.
That's a pretty big deal. And how did that magic happen? Was that you being vocal on a flight to a lady you didn't like, connecting, like what we're talking about today? You never know who you're saying what to that can lead to something amazing.
I think as well, it's about the power of the mind, isn't it? It's about, you do put the thoughts out there. So with the law of attraction, I really believe in that. And, you know, that was a prime example of that happening. But the weird thing is it happened that night. I couldn't believe it. I had a business card. I landed, messaged my partner and was like, you are not going to believe who I've just met today after having the conversation, you know, the evening before when I was away. So yeah, it's all about the law of attraction. I do believe in that. You know, your thoughts become things, which is, yeah, amazing.
Yeah,
it was a great experience.
I've no doubt you would have got here anyway, but that was amazing to get that break. You know, everybody needs a break sometimes.
Yeah, completely. And she still stands by me now. We still have a really nice relationship. She helps me out sometimes, and it's great, absolutely great.
Amazing. And then, like, it hasn't been, like, you talk there about getting your products. Like, there's a lot of people listening are in the product development stage or have launched a product and have went through loads of challenges, like getting it approved and manufactured, and it's not easy, I'm sure. But what was the biggest challenge in that process? Because I know some people talk to me, and I know me myself, I'm like, oh, I'd love to release this, but I'm like, oh my God, I don't know if I'm ready for that challenge of product.
Yeah, so it all started really because I was working in Harley Street, and a lot of my customers was asking me, what products can you recommend? Is there anything really nice out there that, you know, I've had my teeth whitened, but I want to use something at home? And nothing really existed that I could say, this is a lovely product, this is a lovely collection, use this. And because my background is beauty, I really wanted to, talk about something that looked really nice, but also was really good for you. And there was nothing out there. So I felt that using my beauty background and my love of cosmetics, my love of beauty products and everything, that actually there was a gap in the market for luxury teeth whitening oral care products that was made in the UK, that was safe and that had all the credentials that I was looking for in a product. So that's how that happened, really. My main kind of, when you're first starting a company, you haven't got the funds in the bank. Not many people do. So I was finding that a lot of the companies that I was trying different products, and we started off with teeth whitening strips. They was our first product, but the minimum order was 5,000, 10,000 onwards, and that's a big investment. And I'm all about taking risks, but calculated risks that are comfortable risks. But I knew that, you know, my first order to sell 5,000 boxes of teeth whitening strips wouldn't have been an easy sell for me. So I kind of found a way. So I found the formula that I liked with the teeth whitening strips, and I said, what about if you just send me the teeth whitening strips plain, and I'll find a way to do it myself without the logos and without the boxes. So they sent me the teeth whitening strips plain silver, and then we found our local printers, and then we stuck them on ourselves, and then we actually launched with 200 boxes of teeth whitening strips, and that's how we launched. And then we've just kind of reinvested and grown the brand that way. But to invest in 5,000 I didn't have the money to do that. But, you know, we found a way, and even now everything that it goes back into the business. So I remember with our 200 teeth whitening strips, we'd get all the sales in, which was amazing. And we didn't have a address machine or anything like that. You know, we'd print them out of an A4 sheet of paper, and we'd cut round the addresses, sticking them onto the envelopes. I'd have to go off to the post office with my bag, you know, posting them.
We know.
It's the journey. Yeah, you just have to
journey, but
keep going.
I suppose it's perception. Polished London would never have cut out the mailing address labels and stuck them on, walked to the post office with them. But we all started that way, and you know, some of us are still on that journey. But you have to start somewhere.
Have to start somewhere, completely. Yeah, you really do have to start somewhere. And I remember, when we did get that labelling machine, it was groundbreaking. It was amazing.
And when it breaks, it was like as if your life is over.
It was brilliant.
Yeah. So it's so interesting to hear that. And I suppose you could have stopped at that stage when they said it's going to be this amount of money, and you thought, right, I can't afford this. But at the entrepreneur, and you was like, I'm going to get this.
I'm going to find a way. Yeah, exactly that. I actually woke up one day and said to my partner, right, I'm going to set up a teeth whitening products. And he was like, right, okay. And I just went for it and found a way. As you say, there is always hurdles, there's always challenges, no matter where you are on your journey, but you just have to overcome them and just keep going and find a way.
I know, and I suppose we're skipping on to a bit that I had later on in the notes. No, I'm skipping on because I think this fits in here. We did a Zoom call about 2 weeks ago, and to plan for today, and Debbie was like, oh my God, like this is stressful times and everybody's going through the challenges. But you told me about the logistics of packing and everything. Like you did all of that very recently. You've got a new team now, but that's what you have to do as a business owner, the hard graft. You
have to do the hard graft, packing. Going to, for example, we're stocked in Harrods, which is amazing. I'm there next week, so I'm going to be doing training. But you have to, even though you get into these amazing stores, you still have to be present and you still have to support these stores. So I like to do that myself, actually, because no one's more passionate about your brand than you. So I'll be going in there, talking to customers, again, just telling them about the brand. The training, the staff as well, they really need to know about your product as well, because you could be sat on a shelf with perhaps 5 or 6 other brands in the same industry, and you want them to sell your brand. And if they know who you are, you've got more of a chance of them, knowing about your company and your brand to sell the products.
And we didn't plan this in the Zoom, so I'm going to ask you something now. I hope it doesn't throw you off. How the hell do you get into Harrods?
So LinkedIn is amazing.
Oh,
so
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn is a really, really amazing tool that you use. So I found the buyer for Harrods, and then
went stalking, looking them, went to find them.
So found them, just kind of looking for.
We call it stalking here. When you go on LinkedIn, you're like, I wonder who I can find that can help me.
Everyone's on LinkedIn.
Yes.
All these buyers are on LinkedIn. So I contacted the buyer. I sent her some products to try, and it took 2 years for us to get that door open. So she liked the product. She was then going to go to the head of board. They were thinking about it. And I was really sure that it was going to happen. And it didn't happen. I didn't hear anything. And I was like, oh my goodness. And I sent her emails, because you want to keep in touch with these people. You don't want to go completely off their radar, but you don't want to be a pain. So it's really difficult to know, the fine line. So I sent her, Merry Christmas. Hope you have a lovely time with your family. Didn't get anything back. And then it was actually August last year that we had an email saying we want to stop Polish London. So
what did you do?
Amazing. I cried. I cried because when I set the brand up, that was always my number one goal, is to be stocked in Harrods, and it happened, and it was just amazing.
Round of applause, go on, Harrods. Unreal. So I suppose there's a lesson in that. Once it's a no, once it's not always a no.
Definitely, and keep going as well. Yeah, definitely. It's hard sometimes if you are getting ignored, because it's that fine line, and I'm no expert. I know I've achieved quite a lot with the brand, but I'm still learning all the time as well. So it's difficult, but no door, it doesn't matter. Doors will open, and I'm actually really excited because I do feel that the best is yet to come. There's so many things that I don't even know that's going to happen yet. That hasn't, I'm really excited for the future, and lots of exciting things are going to happen that I don't even know about. And that's for any business, really. Loads of opportunities come up, don't they?
Yeah.
So it's amazing.
So sometimes when the door closes, you can feel real negative and down, and that can affect how you move forward. But it shouldn't, because it's just a process, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It means so much to me to have a partner for the podcast which has the same values and mission as me. And that's definitely the case for our partner, Evolve. I want you to listen to their mission and how they can help you grow as an entrepreneur.
Evolve is a community for female entrepreneurs and leaders across the island of Ireland that has been created and funded by Taris's Enterprises, who believe passionately in business for good. Evolve's mission is to enable you to step into your power and realise your full potential by inspiring you, educating, connecting. And as part of the Evolve community, you will be part of the movement to lift women up and achieve true equality of opportunity. The Evolve Academy will provide a series of face-to-face masterclasses and mentoring. The Evolve Trailblazers and Founders series tell the stories of inspiring women who are paving the way. And the Evolve Library is your first stop online hub, providing a packed resource library to progress your entrepreneurial or leadership journey. Join our community today on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook or Twitter, and at evolvewomen.org. Applications are now open for the very first intake of the Evolve Academy. Take the opportunity today to realise your full potential. Evolve, empowering women to be women of power.
So yes, so we're talking about the challenges and you work through the doors closing and packing the boxes and the labels and all of that. But then magic happened, and I suppose we've touched on it throughout today about influencer marketing, and very relevant that we talk about this here because it's actually about an influencer from here which changed your business. Do you want to talk to us about that?
Yeah, so we've got so one of our brand ambassadors, LMD, Louise McDonnell, I never say her name right.
Louise McDonnell, yeah.
McDonnell. So it was a really interesting. Louise was our first brand ambassador that we've ever worked with, and actually she came about really because one of our stockists in Ireland sent Louise some products. I think it was a teeth whitening powder that we had, and I hadn't heard of Louise at the time, and I remember one day in particular she must have done a post or something and my phone just went crazy, loads of sales, abnormal to the normal average day that we had, and I was like, I'm not sure, maybe I don't know what I've done today, but we've had a really good day of sales.
Yes.
And then the same thing happened a couple of days later, but this time Louise actually tagged us, so then I was aware of who it was, and we had the same thing, the spike in sales, which was amazing. So then I've become aware of Louise, and yeah, we've been with Louise now for 4 years, so she's really supported us. She's been our brand ambassador for 4 years, and it's gone really, really well actually. We've had distribution because she's helped spread the brand awareness for us. So a lot of salons stocked us because they saw Louise was doing really well selling the products. So then they was kind of interested in the brand as well. And then we went into a product together. So we've got a collaboration together, which is the ultra white toothpaste. And that came about because a lot of teeth whitening products you can't use during pregnancy. And because she was pregnant, I thought there's got to be something out there that we can recommend that you can use during pregnancy. So I approached her saying, let me know if you're interested. I'm just thinking, I've just got this brainwave. I didn't know if you was interested. Maybe we could do a product that's suitable for pregnancy because you're pregnant at the moment, so it'd be a great story. And she was like, yeah, I'm really interested in that. And also she had composite bonding. So we brought out a toothpaste that was suitable to really kind of polish up your composite bonding, suitable for natural teeth as well, but you could use during pregnancy. So her kind of criteria was, right, it needs to be the best whitening toothpaste that's ever been invented. Like it needs to have this, and she had a massive tick list. And we got through, quite a few test samples of it till we got it right. But she was heavily involved in it. She didn't just put her name to the toothpaste and to the box saying, that's me. We really worked together on it with the branding, with the colours. It was her idea, with the boxing, with the packaging, how she wanted it. We flew her over to Ireland. We did a photo shoot. We did a Facebook Live that day when we launched. And yeah, we sold half the stock actually that week from it. So it was really, really amazing. And I like it because it was just a natural progression that we had between us. It was just a natural thing that happened. So it was, really, really good.
And I suppose that shows that, again, what we talked about earlier, how your relationship can develop from just being an influencer campaign to being a collaboration to a product and just having huge impact for your business.
Yeah, and working with the right people. You can't, definitely.
So the power of it is huge, and I know a lot of people find influencer marketing a challenge and scary place, but it can be so rewarding. It can literally change things around if you get the right person.
To get the right person and to get it right, because influencer marketing, it's great, and I think every brand should be definitely doing influencer marketing, but I know we spent quite a lot last year on influencer marketing, and I think where I went wrong is I didn't have the strategy in place properly. But again, you're always learning. So we
tell us a wee bit how you didn't have it in place properly, because I'm sure there's people.
Yeah, someone would say, you should work with her. She's really good. She might do loads of sales for you. So we did, and actually we probably got one sale, and I was spending a fortune. And in the end, I'm like, we can't carry on just throwing money at influencers when it's not working. So now we don't hire brand ambassadors very quick all the time. Actually, it's all about relationship building for me. If they're really generally are using the products, they've got good content, we're building up a relationship between us, and that I feel that they really do generally love the product, then that's the person I want to work with. That's how it's changed for me. It's not just give anyone a product. It is about the relationship building and the general love for the brand.
And that's probably why some people feel negative about it, because they've been stung like that.
Yeah.
But that's actually no one's fault, only the the business owner.
Yeah,
it's not the
definitely.
influencer.
Yeah, that's it. And you have to make changes. So
Yes.
yeah, we spent a lot of money last year on influence marketing. Probably got it wrong quite a few times. This year, I'm not doing anything like that now. And you're learning all the time. So yeah, much more strategic measures in place to determine whether or not it's sales that we're looking for, or are we looking for brand awareness, and having that clear plan.
And I would challenge anyone that's listening, either audio on the podcast or here today, if you're not sure about influencer marketing but you want to find out, go and speak to businesses that are doing it, because well, hopefully everybody's like us and wants to, well, we know some people don't like sharing their knowledge, but whoever is in this community definitely are knowledge sharers like you.
Yeah,
if anybody want to reach out to you,
yeah, always definitely reach out to me. I'm more than happy to help and
Say how that
share
worked.
anything I know and my
Yes.
experiences. Yeah, definitely.
I know,
yeah.
and you can start small. It doesn't have to be big steps, but definitely it's a new way of marketing that can be really, really effective. So what other marketing do you do apart from influencer?
Yeah, so we do have PR. So we work with a PR lady in London, and she's been with us since I launched the brand. And then we have another PR team in Ireland called Valerie Rowe PR,
Valerie,
and
yes.
she is amazing.
Yes.
She's just helped us so much. So we actually joined Valerie Rowe in the heart of the pandemic. Our business, luckily, which I'm really grateful for, was really busy during that time. So a lot of people was at home, they were doing self-care, they were looking at themselves on Zoom, thinking, oh my God, I've been drinking too much coffee, I need to whiten my teeth. So it was good for our business in that sense. And yeah, we joined Valerie Rowe. I actually got recommended from Linda, from Bellimianta.
Yes.
Because I said, who's doing your PR? I really need to find someone actually. And the reason why is because we're building, obviously, the brand in Ireland, which has been absolutely phenomenal for us. But I need to support that. So a lot of the salons are stocking us, but I need to support the salons. So we need the brand awareness. So with Valerie Rowe, we get into magazines, papers. She helps with influencers. And we've been on the TV because of it as well, working with PR. So it's really important for that brand awareness. And that just helps keep the brand going as well. Because it's all right opening doors, but you need to keep yourself in there.
I know.
But Valerie Rowe has been, she's been absolutely amazing. We're on the phone usually 11 o'clock at night, talking ideas and everything else. She's absolutely fantastic. And we've, great working relationship and also a friendship now. She's brilliant to work with.
So PR, a lot of people as well don't understand what that is in comparison to they forget about the PR side of things, like the brand awareness, getting your name out there in loads of different formats.
Yeah.
So that's as important as all the other stuff you're doing.
It is. And it's not a cheap run doing influencer marketing, doing PR, but you have to, it's hard when you're up against massive brands. You need to keep your brand out there. So you have to really be really sure that that's what you want to do and invest in that and just spread awareness as much as you can.
Yeah. Yeah, and actually a good friend of mine, Fiona Brown Communications, is one of the top PR people here in the north, and she actually did a podcast as well on the Dig Podcast Live and talked about how PR can be, people can be afraid of it because they can think it's really, really expensive, but actually it can be tailored to what you need as well. So don't be afraid of it. Reach out to the PR people and see what you can afford and what they can do for that money.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm always thinking about the money. I'm afraid. Give it away.
And it's all about doing things that you're comfortable with. So never do anything that you're like, wow, that's way too much and I'm not there yet. And if you're not there yet, that's fine. You will get there. But when you do get there, probably look at investing somewhere. And as you say, tailor the packages to what you're looking for.
Yes, absolutely. And then I've written, do you believe I suppose you've said you've made mistakes with the influencer, but you do believe that you need to be doing a wee bit of everything really? Like what about email marketing? Do you do email marketing?
Yep, so we do email marketing. We work with, so we outsource that. So we've got email marketing, Facebook ads, Google ads. So we do all of that, which is again to help with sales, brand awareness. Email marketing is amazing. We still need to pay a little fee for the email marketing, but it goes directly to your customers. So if you're doing a new launch or you've got a new campaign out, you can direct straight to the people that's actually interested in your brand or that's bought from you before, so they've got an interest in your company. Any news, any tips, it's straight to them. So email marketing is brilliant, and I recommend, we normally do 2 emails a week. That's what we try and aim to do, which works for us. But sometimes I know some brands are out there doing it every day, but then that just becomes, you could be at risk of unsubscribers and things like that. So we try and do 1 or 2 a week really, that's what works for us at the moment.
Okay, so I think email marketing is another thing people overlook.
Yeah, really important.
Really important.
You can just hit, get all the news that you want to share straight to your customers who's bought from you. So they're already interested in the company, they already like the product. So let them know, because they're not always on social media.
No, that's so true. And if social media, like I was speaking to, where's Bejeweled? Where are you? Are you still here? Bejeweled? Yes, so I'll maybe go down and talk to them after, but they lost their Instagram account. And how important is email marketing when that happens?
Yeah, so important. And do you know what? I've seen that happen to quite a few people recently, and it's scary, isn't it? It's because it takes years to build up your page.
Devastating.
It's absolutely awful. But as you say, having that backup for the email marketing, if all social media shut down tomorrow, then you've got, your subscriber list, and we keep working on growing that list as well.
Yes, growth has been a big thing for you, hasn't it? The challenges of growth, and again, I keep saying loads of people, because I know the business community struggle with that. When their business gets to a certain stage, they know they need to move to the next level because they're growing, but they're afraid of everything that brings. What has been happening with you?
Yeah, so I feel like I've been wearing many hats running the business. So you're doing everything, and we're at that point now where we're at that kind of next step. So we're at that pivot point where we need to bring people in now that's real good experts at what they're doing to take us to the next level. But you want to find the right people to hire, because I have hired once before and that was wrong. I hired the wrong person, and I know one of the ladies was talking about that the other day, and it's an awful position to be in where I knew on day one that I hired wrong, and that's my own fault, but I've learned from that. So now I've been extra cautious because I never want to be in that position again. It's not a nice feeling to be in. But we've got 2 team members joining us in the next couple of months. So I feel like all of my ideas can be executed now properly, quickly. I've got the handcuffs off and I'm like, right, we're all raring to go. And the people that I've got coming on board have been working with us actually for the last 3 or 4 months. So they've been juggling Polish London as a full-time brand with lots of work, as well as their full-time jobs now. So they're totally invested in the company. They're really excited. They're leaving their jobs. One of them in particular has been in a job for 30 years and they're coming on board with us. Wow. So they really believe in what we're about to do. So big magic is going to happen and I really can't wait for it.
And we're going to say we knew you were here when we hear about this. So I think that, the growth thing, we're afraid of it because, you're just afraid. You need to spend more money, take on a team.
But at the same time, it can hold you back if you don't make the step. And that's the thing. And I think that's been our biggest challenge is we haven't, it's finding the right people, which, I keep talking about it. And I've been having this conversation for months now saying we need to grow the team. And it's really frustrating. But at the same time, you have to grow the team with the right people. But we haven't had anyone come forward that's like, this is the person. There's no point in hiring someone that you're going to teach them. You want someone to come on board to teach you and to take you to new levels, really. But I feel like we're finally there, but it has been, really hard. But growing the team is massively important if you do want to take your business to the next level.
You can't do everything yourself.
Can't do everything yourself.
Pack all them boxes you were telling me about.
Yeah, and the thing is, you're not doing anything right then, because you spend your time packing boxes, whereas actually you could be spending your time doing something else that's more productive.
Reaching out to Harrods on LinkedIn.
Yeah, exactly.
There's so much going on. We're all excited to follow, but what would you say to people who are listening, who are at a crossroads and they're struggling to see growth in their business?
I think, if you have a dream and a vision, always go for it. Don't give up. Just keep going, and perhaps look and see what other people in your field are doing right. So if you're kind of short on ideas and you think, I don't know what to do, then look and see what your competitors are doing and see what's working for them and do something a little bit different. So I'm not saying copy what your competitors are doing, but if something's working for them, then put your twist on that and do something similar. But never give up, always keep going. And things, you get your up and down days. I know when we spoke last week, Caroline said, how are you today, Debbie? And I was like, I think I nearly cried, actually.
I know she did.
I was having one of them really emotional days. When someone says, how are you? And I'm like, I've had a really bad day. I've had a bad week. When someone says, how are you? I was just like, oh my goodness, but that's normal. And I said to you, I know next week I'll be absolutely fine. It's just the challenge of running a business. It's up and down.
Success is like a roller coaster, is what you said.
It's like a roller coaster, it really is. And it's just, if you're having a bad day, it will go. It's just a bad day. So always keep going. Just follow your dreams and keep going. And
go with your gut, you said to me as well.
Go with your gut as well, Sometimes you can get overly excited and you think, oh, this is an amazing opportunity. And then your gut's telling you, actually, that's not right. You have to kind of take yourself out of that for a day or two and then go with your gut and think, actually, no, I am right here. This isn't right. Oh, just follow your gut. Your gut always knows. Even if your mind's telling you something, you don't want to believe it. You know in yourself if something's right or wrong, and you should always go for that.
You always get that feeling.
You get that feeling.
Yeah. Really definitely. Do. So where can we all now, I always ask the guests this because I want people to connect. So how can people follow what's going to happen?
So we're on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok as Polish London. And then I'm also on LinkedIn as well, Polish London or Debbie Sleeman, if you want to follow me on there.
And you've got your goodie bags with all your mouthwash, so we're all going to be gleaming tomorrow. And every time you lift that mouthwash, you can think of Debbie's story and how she's just like the rest of us, working damn hard, trying to, you know, get through it. And you're busy mummy as well, like you've got kids and all. So thank you so much for coming on the Dig podcast. Such a pleasure to get to know you as well.
I know, it's been amazing. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you everyone for listening to my story.
Thank you. Big round of applause please for Debbie. Thank you so much.
As always, thank you so much for joining me on the Dig podcast. It's my absolute privilege to speak to thousands of you each week. If you want to connect and become part of the Dig community, then follow Dig for Success on social media or sign up to our email list on digforsuccess.com. Until next week, just remember, this is your time to drive your business forward.